friends, what y'all doing? Graham Squad, I'm so happy y'all are here. Let me just say this first and foremost. I do not know why there is so much noise in the video of this camera. I have tried everything. I have unhooked everything, hooked everything back up. It's not the camera because the camera is a decent camera. I got all my equipment, but for some reason today it's just noisy. So if y'all see a bunch of little, you know, just granular looking type video, don't even worry about it. Because when I try to reduce the noise, then it don't be the same frame rate, baby. It's just so much stuff. If anybody know what I'm doing wrong, please DM me on Instagram and tell me, because I don't know. Is it cord, the neck bone connected to the hip bone? I don't know what's going on, friends. So before we get into today's video, I definitely want to shout out all of my friends that commented on my last video from the Graham Squad. So let me just put y'all up in the atmosphere, because y'all don't know how good y'all make me feel when y'all do that. Like, so good. So good. For real, for real. I love y'all so much. Let's get into the video. So friends, trigger warning. Today's video is going to be slightly touchy, okay? It's going to be, we're going to go there. We're going to go there. I feel like with everything going on in the news right now, everything is happening with the entertainment business, everything being exposed. Cat Williams really let the cat out of the bag, okay? Earlier this year, where he dropped a lot of gems on what was to come. And to be honest with y'all, to be completely honest with y'all, I've been doing this stuff in plain sight for a very long time. Very, very, very long time. They don't make it right. I'm not saying it's right, friends. I'm telling you, how could we be so blind? How could we have been so doggone blind that we are just taken aback when things start being confirmed? Now, I'm just going to go ahead and give y'all a disclaimer here. What I'm telling y'all is things that I found online, and these are my opinions based on the information I found online. I'm just giving a commentary. It is for y'all entertainment and for y'all education. But please, friends, go out and do the research for yourself and confirm for yourself, because I can't tell you whether it's real or not. I can just tell you what I think about it. All right, and don't go tell nobody I told you, because if it get back to me, I'm going to know you told. I ain't going to tell you nothing else. I'm probably going to call you tomorrow anyway and tell you, but still, don't get me in trouble, friends. Our day ones, y'all know that I did a story time on Shirley Temple curl, and I really touched on very briefly and very lightly, because she was a child at the time. I'm not in the business of spreading no type of child. You get what I'm saying? But she was mistreated and handled so poorly as a child, and I blame her parents. It's almost like they sold her to the industry. Her daddy spent up a lot of her money. You know, her mom was pushing her to get out there. She was in dance videos. She was in little burlesque videos. She had all kinds of stuff where people were calling her cute little trick, and it just seemed like every role she took on, it was with some old rusty dusty crusty tail man. Almost like they were fighting for her love or something, which was so crazy to me. She even had this really cringy role where she was telling the man that was playing her daddy to marry me and let me be your wife. Pause. That is crazy, okay? Anyway, so I feel like this was back in the 30s, okay? From that time forward, friends, we've had so many other child stars come along and be taken advantage of and be mistreated. And when you look at the entertainment business today, you look at all the people that, you know, we kind of grew up on, whether you're my age, if you're in a different generation, if you're older or younger, you kind of see those kids that started out as small kids in the industry, they kind of end up maybe strung out on something. Because I feel like they're hiding a lot of secrets, things that they've seen, things that they've been exposed to, that they really can't share. They can't talk about, like who they're going to tell. All the rumors circulating about the Dalai Lama, about the Catholic Church, about the music industry, about the entertainment industry, about different practices and beliefs. Somewhere along the mix, someone who is not of consenting age is involved. And that really tears my nerves to pieces. The industry has been telling us for a long time what they be doing. Videos all over the place. Shirley Temple curl was one of those ones that I feel like was just right so in our face that they couldn't see it. I would say from the first time I ever saw Shirley Temple curl anything, I felt uncomfortable. I was just like, And those videos and things are still out there today on the internet. You can go look. There's a video of a man. What's the name of the movie, friends? What is the name of the movie? Rich Girl, Poor Girl. Shirley Temple girl. She goes into this office with this man and she is dressed like an adult. With a whole like dress and trench, mini trench on. But she's got this flare dress on that's super short because they love to keep her and stuff like that. And she goes and sits down and this old creepy man weirdo is just staring at her like, and it's kind of weird and creepy. I'm not going to lie. Then he tells her to come here.
Come over here.
It's just make me so uncomfortable. But y'all have to go watch the video. When you watch the video, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. I might even link it in this video below so y'all can see it for yourself. But what he does next is literally deplorable. It's disgusting. It's a special place for him because I know he done gone on to wherever he going. He ain't in this earthly plane anymore because he was already pushing 100 in the movie. Let's talk about the Playboy Mansion. And there is a very public book out there by a woman by the name of Jennifer Saginaw. I may be saying that wrong. If I am, I do apologize, Jen. This topic is going to be very touchy, friends. So, trigger warning, okay? All right. So, we're talking about Playboy Mansion back in like 2002. There is a young girl that's 11 years old that moves into the Playboy Mansion. Her name is Jennifer Saginaw, right? Her dad was best friends with Mr. Hugh Hefner himself. I don't know why people think that folk ain't going to grow up and talk about what they experienced. I just don't understand that. They have a right to tell their story. So I read a snippet about what was going on there in The Sun. There's an article in The Sun. I may link it below. But Jennifer really walked into a hellhole. At 11 years old, her mom and dad get a divorce, I guess a year or so prior. Her dad moves into the Playboy Mansion with Hugh Hefner and moves his 11-year-old daughter into the mansion with him. I just don't know. Special place in hell. Special place in hell. That's all I'm going to say. And Jennifer actually writes about developing a secret relationship with Hugh Hefner's girlfriend. And talks about how they call her dad Dr. Feelgood. And he would always have these sessions. Now, why would his daughter know about the sessions? We're talking about the Playboy Mansion. We're talking about a young girl telling you about her dad always having sessions. And the fact that her dad was best friends with Hugh Hefner and that she had a secret relationship with his girlfriend, his main girlfriend, by the time she was 14 years old. Ended up being hooked on candy. Now, we're going to use candy as the word, but y'all know what candy is. When you think about what Shirley Temple girl went through right in front of us, in front of millions of people to watch, imagine what the people went through that didn't have a lot of people watching them. Because I don't feel like any child should have been allowed to live in the Playboy Mansion. And some of the biggest actors, actresses, movie stars, hip-hop artists, they've all been at the Playboy Mansion. Now, some of the bunnies say that at one point it was strict and it wasn't that big of a deal. They went and took the pictures. They went home. And then the Playboy bunnies or ex-playmates or whatever you want to call them, they say that people was in there getting buck wild, friends. Buck wild. When you look around the culture, you look around entertainment business, you see a common denominator. Hunching. And money. Why is that? There's a grander scheme here that's happening in the background. Now, you could be religious or not be religious, but I'm just going to put it together to you like this. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places, okay? There is a spirit realm, whether people want to admit it or not. There is a spirit realm, friends. We cannot go through life with blinders on and think that life is just surface level. That what you see is what you get. That's not life. Everything has an underneath. Everything has spiritual meaning behind it. Okay? You can believe what you want to believe. But even so much as people saying I love you, It's involved. Words are involved with spiritual meaning. Things that you say. If you say, oh, today is going to be a bad day. Well, guess what? It's going to be a bad day because you already believe it. You already felt that. That thing is happening on the inside. Your inner thought, your inner man. All of that's happening on the inside, right? Outwardly, people want to be comfortable. They want to look nice. They want to feel nice. They don't want to have to worry about things. And the one thing people worry about the most is finances and health. And then love life, okay? Maybe those are the top three things. Now, friends, I remember a long time ago, I was researching online and I was looking into the sorcery that goes on in the music industry. And I remember looking at an article, and to this day, friends, I cannot find the article, but I'm going to tell y'all anyway. I remember looking at this article, and I don't know what rock band it was, like, classic rock, something like Rolling Stones or Led Zeppelin. I don't know who it was. Don't quote me on it. But there was an article that came out where the members of the band was saying that they remember when they would make or record a record, they would go into this room that was called like the cursing room. And they would literally spin the record in that room, and there would be all types of witchcraft performed on the record to play spells on it, right? And I'm thinking to myself when I read that, this is crazy. Who would post something like this? Who would say something like this? Who would publish something like this? I really wish I could find it, friends. I have literally scoured the internet. I can't find it at all. But I remember seeing it. And I was thinking to myself when I read that, for what purpose are you cursing the record? Like, to get people to listen to it, to make money, or are you getting people to do the things that you're talking about? It seems as though they would play spells on something to get you to want to listen to the record, right? But then once you listen to the record and they make the money off of it from however many albums you're buying or records you're buying or how many plays or whatever the case, and then you also go out and do the thing that they're talking about, right? So now they're creating a trend or some type of influence on you, right? They have some type of influence on you. So it's like both ways is working. Now, this was talked about in this article. Again, we're talking about classic rock bands. I'm thinking like 70s, 80s. They were talking about doing this during that time. And if you really think about it, when you look at music and how it's changed, the hertz that we listen to, the sound, the frequency that we listen to is different than what it used to be back in the 20s and 30s. These people in the industry are telling us in our face what they're doing. But most of the time, people have blinders on and they're too enamored with all the glitz and the glam and, oh, I really like that song. It's catchy. You never think about what the words are actually saying, right? You just like it because it sounds good. And sometimes you might even catch yourself singing along to something that you say to yourself, ooh, I don't need to be singing that. But now you're also repeating the same curse, the same spell. You're saying these things. And y'all know I firmly and wholeheartedly believe in speaking things into existence because I've done it many, many times. Some people call it manifestations. People call it faith. You speak it into existence. Things happen that way. When you're around here singing something and repeating it over and over again, you're telling yourself that your brain don't have a way to know what's real and what's fake. It's going to start to record those things and believe those things. You know what I'm saying? So for these types of people, it's not just about the money. It's about what the money can actually do. Right? What can the money actually do? Well, the money can put you in rooms with people that make you feel special, make you feel elite. The money can bring people to you that otherwise would never be around you. The money can provide a lifestyle that makes you feel grandiose, better than everyone else, above everyone else, that makes you feel in control. I think the scariest thing about life is not knowing what's going to happen next from one moment to the next. You can be rich as you want to. Look at Steve Jobs. Couldn't even enjoy his money.